My local club had a field day last weekend with the station arrangement that you see here. It was very well attended, lots of fun, lots of good people, a lot of guests, both young and old, came out to enjoy the day with us. We even had a very successful VE testing session. We had several new hams and a few upgrades. I tried out a new antenna, an 80 meter and up in-fed antenna multi-band from Nelson Antennas. Worked really well. More details in another video. After getting the correct connections, the extended fuel tank option for the Honda generator worked fabulous. Only had to refuel it once. FT8 and FT4 provided the bulk of digital contacts, as Rich demonstrates.
Let's go back. So now I'm calling the N4. So don't waste any time. You're constantly calling. You're not wasting a...
Food, of course, is always very important. Breakfast on Sunday was great, and the coffee was hot. Thank you, David. After taking a year off, it was really, really great to get back with everyone for the ARRL Field Day. That said, it's time to share how I handle exporting the Club Field Day data to ADIF from N1MM. So after a great weekend, now it's time to tally the results and get on with scoring and submission to the ARRL. We use N1MM in its network mode, so all the contacts are now offline on this copy of N1MM, ready for export. My target is going to be Ham Radio Deluxe, which conveniently has a SQL database composed of a structure of fields which mirror exactly the ADIF field standards. So let's go ahead and export N1MM by going File, Export, ADIF to File, Export ADIF to File. We'll go ahead and give it a meaningful name for 2021. So now let's have a quick look at that file. I'm using a programming editor, but Notepad works just fine for this as well. Here's the file we just made. So here, this is an ADIF file, so these fields are ADIF fields, date, time, and so on. Here's the ARRL section that this person worked from our site. But there is a peculiarity here. The class that you worked is not stored in the field class. It's stored as app N1MM exchange 1. And I've brought this up on the N1MM forums over the past years and never gotten any kind of real answer. If anybody knows if there's a better way to do this, let me know in the comments. But because of that, we have to now go find the field name that contains the class data, and there it is, 1 delta, 4 alpha. It's very obvious, right? And we're going to replace this entire prefix up to the colon with the word class. So that's all the information about the ADIF, the prefix, the replace all. And now, at least this part will import correctly into Ham Radio Deluxe or any other general logging program. So that's great. Go ahead and do a file save. But there is one more thing, and this is unique to us. We run our stations, we identify them by station 1, 2, and 3. N1MM does a pretty good job of storing the NetBIOS name used on the network and associating each contact with each station, and that's information that we like to see. So we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to rename this field N1MM NetBIOS name to MyRig, which is also one of the valid ADIF names, and we're going to replace it with these monikers right here. So let's go. First, we got to find where it is. It's towards the end of the line. So you can see this laptop here was used for quite a few contacts. We're going to replace the entire field and value this time. So this becomes my rig. And laptop such and such now becomes station number 2. Now we need to count the characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And change this to a 10. And we say replace all. Great. Now we repeat it for the next computer name. Here it's a little simpler since we've already got much of this typed in. Let's go back now and find out what the HP needs to be changed to. Station number 3. Number 3. Still 10 characters. Replace all. And next is the Win 10 desktop. And that was VHF. We'll call it station VHF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 characters. Poof. One more. Here it is. The Roscoe computer. And that goes to station number 1. And we're back at 10 characters in that field. Replace all. And that's it. So now you have an ADIF file that should import more accurately into any number of programs, including Ham Radio Deluxe. I hope this helps someone. So now we have Ham Radio Deluxe opened up and set to the W4VA our club call signs log, which is the remote SQL database. You can see the 2019 field day log. So now let's import the new ADIF file that we made. Import ADIF, and we're going to go to N1MM. Export files, the 2021 file. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's going to complain about those other N1MM specific ADIF fields, but at least no longer you have to deal with the errant class. So that looks like it worked just fine. I don't see anything that we set that's a problem. So let's do this. So it's processing all the QSOs from the busy day that we had over the weekend. This may take a little while. This isn't really bad for a 3 alpha. But then again, the WSJT program has really made it a digital game now. The contacts. 1291. Okay, finish. Let's see what shows up here. So let's open up one of these as an example and find the specific information. There it is. Contest, class, 3 alpha for the field day. All done. Excellent.